Hey guys, thanks for checking out my channel here today, and what I'm briefly going to show you how to do is take a image and we're basically going to clean the background up. We're going to go ahead and remove some of the background, and we're not going to spend a whole lot of time on it, but this is just kind of a very basic thing to do, and you can really do this with any image. I'm going to show you how to clean it up and then be able to save it so you can reuse it. So let's go ahead and open up another page, and the name of the website we're going to do this with, it's a free web-based software, so you're never going to have to pay for this, is pixlr.com. So that's going to be pixlr.com. So as you scroll down, you're going to go ahead and launch the web app. And for this particular image, we already have the image, and it's saved on my computer. So I'm going to go ahead and open image from computer. And I have an image of a guitar here. It's one of my favorite guitars, and what we're going to do is I'm going to show you briefly how to remove this background. Now, there's a few different ways to do it. I'll show you two different ways, but the first way I'm going to show you, I'll do two different videos here, but the first part of the video is going to be just to basically highlight and remove this, and we're going to zoom in a little bit and kind of go around the edges and whatnot. And we'll try to do this as fast as possible too. So you're going to come over here to the erase tool, and then you're going to have your different sizes here. So if you kind of hover over the image, you'll see 50 is not very large. So we're going to go ahead and increase it to, let's go ahead and increase it to 200. So now we have a larger image. So if I left click on the mouse, there we go. So now we basically turn that completely white. So if you want to hold it down, and then just slowly start to highlight the image without, now if you accidentally do, whoops, you can just go back here to edit, and if you've been holding that left click down, it's going to undo everything you've done since you were holding that left click down. So my advice is, if you're doing an image and you're getting, the closer you get, and if you're making careful selections here, just do one click at a time. So whereas if you go to edit and undo, it undoes the last one. So we're going to go ahead and hold it down, and we're going to go ahead and clean this image up a little bit. So, and this is a great tool, for different companies that really don't, let's say you don't have a big budget, and you really, or you have multiple developer or designers and whatnot, and you have you don't have the option to purchase multiple copies of Photoshop or Corel. So this kind of gives you another option here, and there's a lot of things this you can do through Pixlr. So it's actually pretty powerful stuff. So, and like I said, it's been free for years. I've been using it for years, and it's always a great tool to have. So let's keep cleaning it up here. Okay. See, I kind of hit the guitar right there. You can kind of see where I actually made a mistake. So I'm going to go ahead and undo that last touch there. And now it's about time for me to go ahead and change my size from 200 maybe down to 50. And now I can get a little bit closer without making a mistake here. And this is where you're zooming in. You just wheel up on the mouse, and this is where it's going to come in real handy. So I'm going to pause the video briefly, and I'm going to go ahead and work on cleaning this up and get it real close, and catch back up with you here in a minute. Alright, so as I continue on here, I got a little bit more done, but I wanted to point out a few things. So right now I'm using the circle brush, so we can make a few changes here, and this is a great example. Really good picture here to use too, because we kind of have a straight line going up and down the neck of this guitar. So instead of using this circle, what I could do is I could zoom in a little bit. You know, so the closer we zoom, we're going to get more of a pixel image, and we're going to be able to go a little bit closer and more in detail to really clean this image up. So you have your circles here, and then you have your squares, and you have some other shapes there. But these images below, between the circle and squares, it's almost like a faded type image, and it's great because I'll kind of show you what it does here. You know, it kind of fades some of the image out. So you may have an area that's a combination of multiple colors, and you really don't want to remove one of the colors. You kind of want to blend them in, and this is kind of a great tool when you're erasing stuff. So, you know, and you don't want to see how I kind of hit some of the guitar there. It's really hard to tell. It may not be too hard to tell when you're this close up, but when you zoom out, you can't tell. So that's the great thing about this tool. So as you get a little bit closer, you can use that tool. There's a couple, see, this is kind of wide, so I might want to bring it down to maybe a 30 or so, and as I get closer to the guitar, start to get into these very detailed areas. And I could go ahead and switch my brush to a square type brush, and I'll tell you what, sometimes cleaning these images up takes a lot of patience. So you can see where the square brush comes in. It comes really handy. Look at this, kind of going straight up the neck of the image. So, and what you can do here is you get so close to where the picture starts to become small little boxes. And now you can really clean this thing up. Okay, a little bit smaller. Just like before, I'm going to go ahead and pause the video here in a second, and I'm going to catch back up with you while I clean some of this up more. Okay, so you see a couple mistakes there, so I'll probably go back and clean those up. And it's just such a great example too, because you can zoom out on this video, and it's very, very difficult to see that type of stuff when you're that far out. It's very difficult to see any mistakes, so you don't have to be an expert to use this program. A lot of time, a lot of patience, and they do have some other tools here that you could select or remove the same color background. So let's say if you use you're wearing a black suit on a white background, you can click the white background and we'll remove it all together. So this was kind of an image where it was white. You had some carpet in there, so different colors, so make it a little bit more difficult. And it's difficult to do that as well as if the person is wearing the same color or their skin is the same color as the background. So that could kind of mess a few things up too. So we're going to go ahead and clean this up, pause it, and we'll be right back. Okay, we got some of the picture cleaned up here a little bit more, and I'm going to zoom in. Zoom in again so I can kind of show you what I've been doing. Kind of go around these areas here with that erase tool I was showing you guys earlier. Zoom out right there. See, that looks that looks real nice up here. So I'm just going to continue to clean up the remainder of the image. And a lot of patience to do this one. Go ahead and continue, catch up with you here in a minute. Alright, and that is the end result. So we learned a valuable lesson today, that cleaning up a guitar in Pixlr takes a little bit more than we expected it to. So it's a very fine, detailed image, and what's really great about it too is that you really learn that images are nothing more than pixels and little squares. So if you could zoom in, you could see that. So that's what's really interesting about it. And you can even get this to where you remove a square at a time. So if you ever get to an image that is extremely difficult to edit, and you need to remove just that little slight color, you kind of zoom in and do that. So that's pretty much the end result. I appreciate you guys watching. Do me a favor and subscribe to the YouTube channel, and also check out the website, impressioninnovations.com. There'll be a link below for a little bit more information, and we look forward to having more videos online for you. Thanks.